your job is to be the experts so you can teach the rest of us.
Okay.
Look, Pokemon Day. It was probably one of the best times that we've had all year long.
You look so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you want to freeze it for me? Wait, my helper.
What's the helper? I was concerned.
Good morning. Hi, sweet friend. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I teach first grade in Vegas. I've taught in California, taught in Tennessee, and that's it. Welcome back, welcome back. We are in the middle of the week, or maybe the end of the week. Today is Thursday, April 13th. I did split up this week into 2 different vlogs, so if you missed the last one, make sure you go back and check it out. I say that with my kids all the time. Go back and check. We're here doing our best, starting off strong with a venti iced coffee. We've got toffee nut, white mocha on the roster, and I'm hoping this is going to be a fun vlog. We've got some pretty exciting things planned. I've got some sunflowers left over from yesterday that we're gonna finish up and cut. We have planted seeds, you guys know that. One of my moms actually brought in another kind of little growing kit. Where can I put you? Serious intervening. We're not concerning ourselves with you this morning. It feels it definitely is feeling like the end of the year for me. It is April, but I am feeling very strong end of the year vibes going on. I feel like I have stuff everywhere all over my room. We've got 17 different projects we're working on. We're trying to fit in 1 million different units before testing. It just is very end of the year vibes. One of my moms brought in 2 of these, and I want to get these done sometime in the next 2 days. It's a little miracle grow kit, basil seeds, pepper seeds, and green bean. We're having some fun with fractions. Today we've been doing coins and money. I also pulled these back out. I talked about these last year, and I found them online, and then one of the teachers at my last school was like, girl, I have so many of those. So she's very kind, and she gave them to me. Where are the ones I found online? They're called Learning Wrap-Ups. Yeah, these are the ones I found online. I do like these better than the ones she gave to me, because the ones she gave to me are they're a bit older, but this one, it like very clearly has the skill they're working on. These are from Saxon Math, so if you've ever used Saxon, you know what it is, but I'll just show you. So whatever skill, say they need to work on adding 6, they pull that key out and they hold the rest in their hand. So they just have the 6. So this is what it'll look like if they're using it. And you start at the top. This is, if you guys already know what this is, you could fast forward, but you start at the top and you add 6 to 7. So 7 plus 6 would be 13. So they would start by putting it in the 7 notch, and they go up to the next notch, which is 4. So they do 4 plus 6, which is 10, and they would go to the 10 notch. So it creates this pattern on the front, but if they flip it over, if you can see, it is self-checking. It'll match up. So the next answer should be down here. 2 plus 6 is 8. And then the next one will take them, can you see that here? So it is self-checking for them, so they can flip it to the back and see if they've gotten them right. If they missed them, it'll look like this. They can see these lines are showing. Anyways, I really like these. I'm gonna bring them out today, I hope, for them to kind of use and practice. And whenever you introduce something, there is a novelty aspect to it, which is why I don't just start with these at the beginning of the year. I kind of save them because, I mean, I think they're interesting. So there's these. I think they are linked in my Amazon if you need to mix things up with your kids. I'm gonna get our morning message up and ready, probably gonna play some Taylor Swift, and let's have an amazing day. This weather is just, it's got me in the best mood. Every morning, Miss Cartwright is a
Morning message.
Good
Morning.
Happy
Thursday.
Today. Not Hannah Montana. Lizzie McGuire. Do we have normal lunch today?
Yeah.
Early lunch. Okay, so I have just the plan. Okay, we are going to finish our, who's tracking? We're gonna finish our sunflowers today. And we're gonna make a little crease so that it kind of looks like the leaf is 3D. Kind of like a taco. It doesn't have to be perfectly lined up. It's okay if it's a little crooked. You're gonna pinch it and you'll get a nice crease like that. Do you see? See? So you're gonna get 2 leaves, so there's one, and then you're gonna fold your next one. Decide where you want it to go on your sunflower.
Taco Tuesday style.
Taco Tuesday style. Ooh, problem solver, I love it. I'm gonna outline that with yellow, and then what am I gonna color it in with?
Yellow.
A yellow crayon. So if you wanna outline and then color it in to make it look extra fancy, can you do that? Do you have to do that? No, it's your... There are no roots, so what do you have to do? You have to draw the roots, and the roots are under... They're under the soil. Primary roots. And then we have those little secondary roots that kind of come out. And then you're going to add the labels last.
I did play with them a little bit. Oh, right.
I want to show you with my seed that I'm cutting out here. Do you see it? It'll be This is our focus work. You need to make sure you add them the correct way. They already have the cent symbol. Done with your focus work, there's going to be a few different little stations just for a little bit. This is one of our stations.
Math station's done. Don't get crazy with them. Say more.
Because you guys are too crazy. Next question. Here you go. Love you though. If I take these off, how many pieces go here? 3 pieces go here. Fourths. Good. So this is 1/4. And then I have 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. And you can also see how they kind of match up, because here, if I take these off so you can see how 2 halves make 1. You can see how 2/4 make a half. This is the order of your problems. 5 plus 1 equals. Okay, do you see how I'm pulling it nice and tight? I'm lined up perfectly with my strings, which means I got every problem right. I have some shape buddies. Triangular prism, cylinder. I have 3D shapes like this. So you're gonna sort them into their categories. All of these are 3D shapes. Some of them you might have to break apart just a little bit, because when I had glued them last time, didn't mean to. I just put them away and they kind of stayed that way. Plus, when I moved, the heat kind of made it that way. You're gonna be able to pick when you're done with your focus work. You're gonna be able to pick where you wanna go. You can't stay there the whole time. So after you kind of do it, you reset it, and you can go to another station. I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm not gonna tell you where to go. Check this one, and 35. You're good. 10, 20. Gotta check it. Go pick a center.
This one looks like a rectangle.
Let's see. Oh, you missed a couple, but you did pretty good. Good. Okay, make sure you reset it for the next friends, okay?
Wait, if you...
Oh, this looks nice and reset. Wow. You're getting it. So if you know 9 plus 1 is 10, 4 more.
Earth Day is about to help the earth.
To help the earth? What do you
Environment.
mean? The environment? What do you mean?
Like, because...
Okay, so pollution. What else? What do you know about Earth Day? You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Miss Call thought Earth Day was this weekend.
It's next.
Yeah, did you know that?
Yeah. Yes. Because I counted up. We all knew it. That's weird because, like, it's today. I literally have a calendar. I was going to say that to you, but we were watching the video.
You know, that's so funny that you guys knew it. Next time, say something, okay? You're gonna read the books together, and you're gonna fill in this box. Why is it important? And learn new information, because your job is to be the experts, so you can teach the rest of us.
Is hollow, fold, they spread, take root. They're also made, protects everything.
It's researching about seeds. Oh, I love that. All right, seed group. So you tell us what you are presenting about, and then you can explain.
Oxygen and...
Okay. I love that. So they were writing about an embryo. Say embryo. Can you, where is an embryo?
Inside each little seed.
Inside each little seed. Who remembers what an embryo needs? What did they say?
Water.
Water, warmth,
Sun.
So
Life.
the seeds that we planted, do you think there's an embryo inside of them?
Yes.
Do you think they need all those things?
Yes.
Are we giving them sun?
Yes.
Are we giving them warmth?
Yes.
Yeah, because the sun helps them warm. Are we giving them water?
Are you giving them water?
I am giving them water.
Okay.
We are giving them water. So theoretically, what should happen with our embryo?
They should grow.
It should grow.
It stores water.
What did he say?
The cactus stores water.
It stores water. What do we know about cactus? Cacti. So why is that an interesting fact? Doesn't rain that often. So why is it important that a cactus can store the water in its stem? Like you carry a water bottle with water because you don't always have access to a water fountain. How is that the same?
They make a connection.
Yeah,
Stores in water.
because it doesn't always fit. So why do you think a cactus could have a spiky stem?
Because they can keep it away from predators.
Oh, that's interesting. Good job, STEM and Trunk team. You're on to something. They have an important job, but you guys need to do more research, okay?
They use sunlight to make the plant grow.
How?
And nutrients. Photosynthesis is a part of the leaf.
Nope. You gotta do more research. So can you tell how some of my groups were really focusing in on their topic and they could tell you about their topic? In other groups, it was a little bit harder for them to explain. The goal is for you to teach the rest of the class about your topic. So you need to make sure that you really understand it. Is Ms. Call here to help?
Yes.
Yes, of course, but I cannot do the work for you. You need to make sure that you're doing it and that you're understanding it so you can help your friends. Now I have to show you something cool. Go put your papers on my table. Our seeds, what's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
We planted them 7 days ago. I noticed. Have a seat.
Pay attention to.
Notice means to pay attention to. I noticed. Sit down, please. Not all of them are growing. At first glance, you might think, oh, our seeds are not growing. But there actually are some sprouts pushing up through the soil. I have 2 that look really, really good. Look. And if I show it to you like this, you can see, look how it pushed up through the soil. Do you see that?
Miss Cole, I noticed something.
Do you see how it pushed?
It looks like this.
Yeah, that's exactly, let me see. So this right here is the phase that it's in. What was this phase called? The seed has germinated and now it's pushing up through the soil phase. Do you see how this part has just 2 main parts right here? You see that little sprout? And you see how this one's kind of bent over? It's gonna perk up. And then number 15 is popping up too. Look at that one. It popped all the way out of the soil. Do you think the ones that we cannot see now are in one of these phases?
Yeah. Seeds.
The seed state, it could have just pushed out. Or it could be in the germination stage. Maybe it's germinating down here and we just won't see it until it pushes up.
Wait, what's that number?
24. Stage is called a seedling. Some soil is very rich and it's not thick, but it's very dense is the word. And so those little balls there kind of help lighten the soil and it gives it more air because the roots still need air.
So did they make these themselves or did...
No, it comes from a kind of rock. A lot of times if you buy soil, you can also buy perlite and mix it in the soil, and then it'll help get more oxygen to the roots.
Coffee stuff that you make coffee, like the coffee sugar, helps plants grow? Yeah.
Oh, coffee grounds.
Yeah, coffee grounds. I have the nuts and I can't wait.
Tomorrow is Pokemon Day. Okay, it is the end of the day. I am prepping for Pokemon Day tomorrow. It's going to take a lot of prep because I am doing it tomorrow and I didn't get any of it done really ahead of time. I had a mom come in today because today's Thursday and she copied and prepped some things for me for even next week, but also some for this week. I had Pokemon already printed and laminated. I think they got lost in the move. I know I had saved them, but you know, I redid it. I printed all of them. She laminated them for me. And if I find them, I can just give them to another person on the team. The team was like, oh, that's great. Like, we should all do that as a team next year together. And I was so for that. We are all kind of right now trying to like check all our boxes and get all the grades that we don't have kind of done. So really wasn't feasible for us to do as a team this year, but I'm really excited that next year we'll have more of those things that we can do together, and we can, you know, prep and combine and do more together. I realized I have some typos, and I think I realized this before and then I never fixed them. This is not Togepi. So I need to reprint a couple of them, but basically if there's any kind of like decorations or signs, which I don't really do, I gotta get those ready. So I'll have, like, for the water Pokemon, I'll just do blue butcher paper, and then I have this is the fire sign, but I'll have the water sign. I really don't go too crazy with the decorations, and even when I did this my first year, their prize was like, you know, the Pillsbury cookies that are like printed and they have them at like Christmas and Easter and Halloween. They had Pokemon ones of those. And I was looking yesterday and then I stopped myself because I was like, Maylene, the day is going to be fun. You don't also need to get them a treat. Like, the treat is that they get to do something fun. So I didn't buy them anything. It was like a prize. They're just doing it because I try really hard. But anyway, so for the water, it'll just be blue butcher paper. For fire, I might see if I can turn on like one of my disco lights or something. The grass Pokemon, it'll be on my leaf rug because it's grassy. Normal will be at a table. I don't really think I'm gonna... Cute. I don't really think I'm gonna have a design or anything. Yeah, so it's gonna be very, very simple. I think with flying, I could do something like they could be like... So I'm just prepping and getting ready. Today was a pretty good day. I felt like we were bouncing from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. That's just how it's been this week. But the kids stayed engaged and interested the whole time. I was just going a little crazy. I also realized this weekend is not Earth Day. I told my kids, I came in after recess, after I had just taught them, like started to teach them about Earth Day. And they were like, yeah, we knew it wasn't Earth Day, but you just were teaching. So we didn't say anything. And I was like, guys, just feel free to tell me. I don't know why. I told you I've been feeling so much pressure, so I think that was just getting to me, and in my head, I was thinking I needed to teach Earth Day when I really don't yet. So that's next week. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Earth Day. Finished our little sunflowers, so they glued the leaves on and everything, and that was simple and quick. They thought it was so cute. They loved it. We worked on labeling just the parts of the sunflower. This was more of like an independent thing, and then we went to lunch, finished up the flowers after lunch, and we did some more with coins where they were adding coins, and then when they were done with that, there were different little stations set up throughout the room. So some of that was shapes. I've done a little bit with shapes. I do like to do a little bit more with shapes, but you know, they had some sorting, some hands-on, and the centers today were very free-flowing because I don't do math centers anymore. But today I just said, you know what, finish your work and then just choose where you want to go, and they did a really good job. I even had my little fraction board, which isn't totally a standard really. It's partitioning, but it kind of helps their understanding. So I was kind of asking them some questions just to get them thinking. We're going to do a little bit more with partitioning next week and time next week because we didn't touch on that at all this week. And then Pokemon is tomorrow. So did research in our groups. So each group, I just let them use a book to find some research, and then they presented it to the class. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about how that was gonna go. For the most part, they did really, really well. I did have 2 groups who didn't really do what they were supposed to be doing. Like, some of the kids in the group, they just were not happy about who they were with, but like, oh well, you gotta work with people you don't like sometimes, and they picked their own groups. And then another group, I think they were just kind of going through the motions, and so they couldn't answer questions, and so that was more of a reflection on them. And I'm like, the information's there for you. I cannot do it for you. You need to be better, and you need to research this and this next time. And they took it very seriously. So the next time they research, it won't be in books. It'll be on this website the school has access to. It's called Pebble Go. It's like a kid research database that I'm really excited for them to use. So, overall, pretty successful. And then our plants, our little sunflower seeds started sprouting, and I noticed that today when I was watering them. So we talked about that, and then I just told them tomorrow's Pokemon Day. So tomorrow's going to be all about measuring. Let me show you how I'm putting them together. In case you want to do this, it is in my Google Drive, all of this stuff. I actually added the graph this year, but everything you see me prepping is in my shared Google Drive. So here's how I'm putting the Pokedex together. This is the outside. This is the front and back cover. And I folded all the covers so that there's a crease. So I won't show you the name. But I just creased them all. Can you see? These print 4 to a sheet. I just cut them in half, same thing as with the Pokedexes. And I crease all of these as well. So all of these are creased. And then I take a Pokedex and 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all folded separately, those 4 pieces. Kind of crease them a little bit more. And they go inside the Pokedex like this, so that the pages are like this. So it's kind of like the pages here are the folded edge, and that's how I put them together, and then just staple. Last time I had another page about like, what was your favorite Pokemon? What was your longest Pokemon? What was this? But this time I'm not putting that in there. I'm just going to give it 2 good staples. You just got to make sure that when you staple it, you get these inside sheets. And this is what it looks like. So they're all going to do Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. Makes it really easy on me, like just at a glance, grading purposes, I can see that they got it. And then they're all gonna do a graph with those 4. So here's the graph. They'll have to label the y-axis, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just with cubes. So they all have to graph how tall these Pokemon are in cubes. And then they can pick 2 from the bottom that they cut and glue it here and add it to their graph. It has to be one of these 2. So I need to make extra of those Pokemon so everybody can kind of have at least 2 of those. But yeah, so I'm just gonna build a bunch of Pokedexes. Okay, I'm still making them. I do have to make 25 of them, but I wanted to show you how fast it goes. So I'm gonna try not to show a name. That's how long it takes me to do one. I didn't time it, but all of my Pokedexes are put together. They're all done. That only took me a little over 10 minutes. I had stopped and I got on Instagram for a little while too, so a little over 10 minutes. I got all these Pokedexes. Next thing I'm gonna do, I guess, is get my cards all situated and sorted, and then I need to sort out the supplies. So at each station, so like the fire, the water, the grass, there will be cubes and paper clips. I'm not going to have them like carry around their cubes and paper clips. It'll be at each station for them. So I need to separate all that into buckets. Okay, my camera battery died. I'm going to show you what I was working on my computer. It's so simple. And I'll share this too. Again, I created just a few more things this time around. I did so much my first year of teaching, and like, I love that I had all that energy, but this year I really have not created as much. I just haven't. So I'm adding a little bit more to this unit now. But here, anyway, here's the PowerPoint, what it's gonna look like. Downloaded this font, but anyways, I'm gonna have the silhouette. Who's that Pokemon? It's Squirtle, and then we're gonna measure it. So I'll draw physically on the board a line from the bottom to the top to like emphasize the straight line, but that's something I want them to do when they are measuring the actual Pokemon. And then I have the Unifix cubes appearing as like an animation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll talk about like the closest, just a couple more Pokemon just to discuss how I want them to measure it. And I'll do a paperclip example and a ruler example too. Shame that I'm still here. But I figured I would just go ahead and set it up. I was originally gonna say, oh, I'll just set it up at lunchtime, but I think I wanna get it over with earlier so we can clean it sooner. So the flying Pokemon, I'm gonna have a fan. They're hung up with a string that's strung from here to here. And so the fan will kind of be blowing them a little bit, but all the flying Pokemon, oh, I gotta fix that one. But they're all just kind of hanging up like that. Honestly, they blow enough without a fan, but I want it to feel windy. And then the fire Pokemon, we have these like flame pop-up things that we use at school because it's like kind of part of our logo. And I want to get those and throw those in here, but then all the fire Pokemon will be here. It won't be this dark tomorrow, but water Pokemon, I just have some butcher paper. It has some waves on it, and they will be here. And I've got like the blue light kind of shining over here. And then I already told you the grass Pokemon will be here. Normal Pokemon will probably be here, and then poison will probably be here. And that's that setup. And then over here, I have a couple more Pokemon at home I'm gonna bring. Some of them were donated, some of them I won at an arcade. These little plushies. Pokedexes are here. They're gonna pick 2 from here, and then 2 from here, and then 2 from here. Good morning, happy Friday. I did go to Dollar Tree last night and I picked up some beads for our shiny charm making. We're just gonna do it on pipe cleaners, make a little keychain. And then I brought the rest of my little Pokemon, but I'll move those Pokemon out. And then I picked up a couple of these frames from Dollar Tree. It's the 8x10 just to store the signs. They only had 3. And I have more somewhere. I just don't know where they're at. So right now I only have enough for 3 signs, but that's okay. And then I picked up just like 4 pairs of goggles and gloves from the Dollar Tree because I thought that'd be kind of cool for the poison Pokemon. Like they need to make sure they're protected when they're dealing with them. And then for the water one, did I already tell you guys I'm going to use a spray bottle and kind of spray them when they're over there? Okay, so off to Garden Club. I'm so excited for today. I just feel like, I know not every day of teaching can feel like this, but it's so nice when you are just so excited to come to work. Realistically, can you feel like that every day? No, but it is so exciting the days that you are. It's so exciting. Length tells us how long and short tells us how small. Measuring is how we tell the size of something. You can use a ruler. You can use a friend. You can use anything to slide them end to end. Measuring like that. When you measure, keep it flat. Measuring like that. When you do it, don't overlap. When you measure, keep it flat. When you do it, don't overlap. Just measure with no gap. Woo! I'm out of breath.
Oval right next to it, that's the same height. Draw a diagonal curve coming down.
Lay him down to sleep. Say good night, Oddish. Wake him up. Say wake up, Oddish.
Wake up, Oddish.
Check that your name is on the back.
Yep. My number is 2.
If your Oddish is taller than your hand, if it's taller than your hand, I want you to raise your Oddish up. Taller than their hand. If you're small, it's like I will.
I will.
Protect my Oddish.
Protect my Oddish.
I will not.
I will not.
Put my Oddish in danger.
Put my Oddish in danger.
I will be responsible.
I will be responsible.
Okay, you're going to walk around the carpet. When I say freeze, you're going to freeze. Ready? And freeze! Find someone whose Oddish is taller than yours. Find someone whose Oddish is the same size as yours. Let's have the shortest one. Okay, so you guys figure out who has the shortest one. Raise your hand if you think you have the tallest. And let's work together to make sure they're all in the correct order. Shortest to tallest. I'm gonna measure Squirtle with cubes first. Now when we measure, what do we need to make sure that we do? What are some of our rules? Keep it straight, keep it flat. What else?
Don't overlap.
Don't overlap it. What else?
Don't keep the gap.
Measure it with no gaps. Watch me, no gaps. Because if I measure Squirtle, is this really telling us how tall he is? No, because why? There's gaps in that. That doesn't really tell us how tall he is. But I do it like that. Does that work?
No.
If I have no gaps, what do you mean feet? To the top. I have to measure how tall he is exactly, right? 1,
2, 3.
Is that good? No.
4.
This call did help you out a little bit, and I put a star on the rulers for you that you know which end to start with. Do you see the shiny star? Using this one. These big numbers jump. 1, 2, 3, 4.
9, 10.
Number line. So you guys see how that looks like a number line?
Yeah.
Yes, and whenever we count on a number line, we have to make hops, right? Is how many inches long?
4.
It's 4. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 inches long. My pencil is about 4, and my pen is about 5. How much longer is my pen?
1 inch.
1 inch, yes. Just 1 inch. That's how much longer it is. You guys are fantastic. All right, we are going to make a graph of our favorite Pokemon. Now, we're only going to choose between these 4 because my graph cannot be super, super long. Our choices.
Pokemon.
What? Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Take your Pokeball now. I'm putting glue on it for you. Your Pokeballs will be sticky, and you're going to put it right next to the Pokemon that you like the best. Straight line, right? Not going
No
down,
gap.
not sideways, no gap. Which Pokemon is your favorite? Bulbasaur. For Bulbasaur. So far, who do we like the best?
Pikachu.
Man, no love for Squirtle or Charmander? That's okay.
Did you pick?
Oh, hold on.
Pikachu. It's Pikachu. Isn't getting any support.
No.
Nobody's getting Squirtle support. Nobody gets
Let's see about the data that we collected.
3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
Of course we
Now we're gonna count Squirtle. Ready? 1, 2.
That was so slow.
That was a little disappointing.
I think Squirtle and Charizard are all the losers.
All right, now Bulbasaur. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nobody got
And Charmander.
It's
1, 2. Okay.
It's a dinosaur.
Which Pokemon is the least popular?
Charizard and Squirtle.
Charmander and Squirtle. They both have 2. These are the least popular. And Bulbasaur, how many people picked Bulbasaur? 5. So let's see if we can figure out how many more people picked Bulbasaur than Squirtle. So these are the same. These are the same. So let's figure out how many more we have. Count 1, 2, because it's still through the board. So like it's not on the paper. See, it's just on the board. Is that kind of mind blowing? Yeah. So 3 more people liked Bulbasaur than Squirtle. Let's see. Oops. Same. Now we have to count the extra. How many more? 15 more people liked Pikachu. Cubes! What's next?
4, 5, 6, 7.
About how many? 7 inches. Chaotic. Right? So the beginning has to be what? Organized, so it's not chaos. I have your Pokedexes over there. And we need to put our Pokemon in our Pokedexes. The Pokemon that we pick, that table, are going to be the Pokemon that you find in the room. Say it with me. First, we will pick, then we will glue. We will have a total of 8 Pokemon. Show me 8. Everyone will measure those 4 Pokemon. Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. Everyone has to measure those. And then you get to choose your other Pokemon. This has to be organized so it's not chaotic. So I'm going to call you to get your Pokedex. 2.
That's 8.
That's 8. Ready? 4, 2. Your Pokedex only holds 8 Pokemon. You can glue them in any order. It does not matter. You do not have to put Pikachu first. You do not have to put Jigglypuff first. You can glue them whatever order you want. You can design it yourself, okay?
Can we keep them?
You will get to keep them. So, first we pick, then we glue, then we sit. And if you can't handle it, where do you go? And will I feel sad?
No.
No, girl. No, I won't.
No.
4, 2.
2.
One of these and one of these and one of these.
I'm gonna get an Eevee.
You're gonna love that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This station is what? Very careful when we handle poisonous Pokemon. If you have any of our poisonous Pokemon and you come here, whew, you cannot touch them at all. You have to have protective gear on your hands. You have to protect yourself because they're poisonous. Make sure that you're protected. Do you see me? Do I look protected?
Yes.
Yeah, I am. Okay, now I'm ready to measure. Pikachu is electric, but Pikachu's hanging out with the normal Pokemon. Woof! This is the fire. It is hot in here, you guys. I am like sweating. It's so hot in here. Release.
Release.
And to get it back in, say squeeze.
Squeeze.
Clip.
Clip.
Ready? Squeeze. Clip.
Clip.
You must connect them so that there are no gaps. Make sure you write it down. The paper clips. Did I put 1,000,000 paper clips in here?
No.
I didn't. So you might have to wait your turn.
We can see you did it.
Every single person in here has Pikachu.
Yes.
Every single person has Squirtle. Every single person has Bulbasaur and Charmander. Can we all do them at the same time? No. You have 8 Pokemon in your Pokedex. So if someone is measuring Pikachu, but you have Pidgey, maybe you could come measure Pidgey. And I see you playing with someone instead of doing your very important job for Professor Oak. You do not get to participate. I need you to make sure you are doing your job. Yeah. Yeah.
It's too hot over there. What about people?
It's too hot. I can't. Oh man, you're in the poison zone. Ah! Step on the fire. Be careful. 1. We're gonna label our graph. 1, 2, 3. Very cute.
Ding, 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 ding. Charm power. No.
Which Pokemon is 6 blocks tall?
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay, it's the end of the day, and I would say we are very successful. Actually, it's way past the end of the day. First grade and I were just sitting on the floor having a little meeting for like an hour and a half. I feel like we took a little bit longer in the beginning to kind of get things going, but I just have that class that's like a little bit hard to reel in. But once we got going, it went really, really well. And I also added more activities than I've done in the past. So we started off with a directed drawing, because in the past, normally I would do some kind of like measurement monster beforehand and they would measure it. But since I would just spent today doing measuring, we kind of did it all in one day, but it did take a while. So we started with drawing Oddish, the Pokemon, and then I had them kind of compare sizes, start using some of that language, and then we lined up all of our Oddishes, shortest to tallest. We did a little bit of measuring with some of the Oddishes, and then we practiced our measurement song, which I have to the tune of Uptown Funk. It's saved in my Instagram highlights under songs, and it's so catchy and so fun. But we did our measurement song, and then after that, we did a class graph for our favorite Pokemon. I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit more spread out, but turns out everybody just loves Pikachu. But that was fun. And then we talked about a little bit more about comparing and like how many extra and more and how many are left over. And then, I organized it a little bit differently than I have in the past, because in the past I told them they just needed to catch the 4 main Pokemon, and then they could go around in the room and pick their Pokemon, and after they measured it, they would glue the card. That's what I did in the past. This year I decided it would be a little bit easier and just flow a lot more if they glued in all of their Pokemon at one time, and we just took care of that. But that actually took us up until lunch. So I made it very clear, like, pick these 4 Pokemon, you have to measure these, because it goes with each little activity that they were doing. And then they could pick 2 from one category and then pick 2 from a different category. And that went fine. Then after lunch, we measured our Pokemon. It was probably one of the best times that we've had all year long. So I added a couple of fun elements. I really wanted to get a fan for the flying Pokemon, but I couldn't find one. So next year I need to remember to get a fan just to kind of add to that like flight feeling. And I would love to bring some kind of heater for the fire Pokemon, but when I tell you guys, they came in this morning and they were like, whoa, and I had done like nothing to the room. I put butcher paper on one table and there were flames in the library. Like there was nothing, but they were so excited. And I had the disco lights, but very, very simple, very easy, and they were so overwhelmed. But anyways, one of the things I added this time was at the water Pokemon, I like sprayed them with a squirt bottle and they thought it was hilarious. At the poison one, when they had to wear the gloves and the eye gear, I was blowing bubbles at them, like poisonous bubbles, and I was like, you better have your protection on, and they thought it was the best thing ever. And then with the fire Pokemon, they were like, oh, it's so... It took us about 40 minutes to do the actual measuring activity, and that was actually more than enough time. And I did make it very clear to them, it's not a race. We're not trying to measure everything as fast as possible, but basically they had their Pokedex with their Pokemon that were glued in, and they could go in any order. Made it very clear, if someone else is there, you wait your turn or you go find a different Pokemon. I had them all measure with the cubes and the paper clips first before we even discussed even thinking about doing the rulers. The rulers I kind of wanted to do as an extra one, or just to kind of extend what they were doing. Wait, what? You still have donuts? That's my team. That's them. For the rulers, I just wanted it to be like an extension. So they did all the cubes and paper clips, and then they went back and did the rulers. But it actually flowed really, really well. And like I said, it was probably one of the best times that we've had all year. So then after that, they used their Pokedex to graph. And then they had to pick 2 Pokemon from down here, which is why I was very specific. Like, you need to all measure these Pokemon, and then you need to pick 2 from these categories so they could do this activity. And then the other 2, they could just do whatever they wanted. And then after that, they completed the Professor's Challenge. It looks like this. So it's kind of like a little, it's not really a riddle, but it's comparing. So Eevee is taller than Togepi, and then they have to order it tallest to shortest. And once they got it, once they understood, they were like, oh, it makes sense. It was great, but some of them they were thinking for a while, which is good. And then the last thing that we did the battle arena test, and this is something that I added this year too, because I found that doing the Pokemon measurement activity game in the past, it was kind of hard to tell to use it as a grade. So I came up with, I'll just put it on the screen for you. I printed it black and white, but they did really, really well with it. So it was super fun. I went through that kind of quickly. So if you have any questions or you need me to clarify something, leave a comment down below. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video if you had fun, subscribe and join the family down below, and I will see you in the next one.